Have you ever encountered a strange phenomenon that you just can't explain? Something that defies all the laws of science and logic, like a mysterious light floating in the sky or the feeling of being watched, even when you're alone. These phenomena, known as the supernatural, have fascinated and terrified humanity for centuries. But, after all, how can we understand what seems inexplicable? In today's video, we're going to explore how science attempts to explain these phenomena and what might really be happening when something supernatural occurs. The supernatural phenomenon is a realm where reality and imagination meet. For thousands of years, people have interpreted the inexplicable as signs of forces beyond human comprehension. Phenomena such as ghost sightings, mysterious lights in the sky, and even encounters with invisible entities have been attributed to spirits, demons, or other mystical forces. However, science plays a key role in offering explanations for many of these events, even if the answers are not always simple. First, human perception plays a crucial role in how we interpret what happens around us. The human brain is highly susceptible to tricks and illusions, and often, what we see and hear isn't necessarily what is actually happening. For example, in low-light environments or times of high stress, our brains may interpret shadows and sounds in ways that don't correspond to reality. This phenomenon is known as pareidolia, which is the brain's tendency to seek familiar patterns in vague stimuli, such as seeing a face in a cloud or hearing voices in random noise. Moreover, there are many cases of inexplicable phenomena that can be explained by environmental conditions. One of the most plausible explanations for ghost sightings, for instance, relates to magnetic fields and sound waves. When we pass through areas with magnetic anomalies, the brain can be affected, causing feelings of discomfort, mental confusion, and even the perception of an invisible presence. Research suggests that certain types of sounds, known as infrasound, can also trigger feelings of fear and anxiety, making it more likely to believe that a supernatural entity is nearby. Another important scientific explanation lies in human physiology. Certain physical conditions can create experiences that seem supernatural. Sleep paralysis, for example, is a condition that occurs when a person wakes up during REM sleep but cannot move their body, often accompanied by auditory and visual hallucinations. For those who have never experienced it, this state may feel like a presence or even a paranormal manifestation, but it is actually a response of the brain to the sleep cycle. Another similar phenomenon is near-death experiences, which often involve reports of a tunnel of light or encounters with angelic figures. Science believes that these events may be caused by a lack of oxygen in the brain, leading to vivid hallucinations. Although many supernatural phenomena can be explained by psychological or physiological factors, this doesn't mean that the experience of those who live them is any less real or meaningful. For many people, these experiences are profound and transformative. Some may see supernatural events as a sign of something greater, like communication with deceased loved ones or a spiritual message. Belief in these experiences can also have a positive impact, providing comfort, hope, and a sense of purpose. It's important to understand that, in many cases, what people interpret as supernatural phenomena can be explained by suggestion and group psychology. Studies show that social pressure can influence people's beliefs and perceptions, leading them to believe in something that may not have a basis in reality. This is widely demonstrated by phenomena like collective hallucinations, where groups of people report similar experiences in a shared context. For example, in a so-called haunted house, members of a group may begin to see or hear things that they wouldn't have noticed individually, simply because they are aware of the shared beliefs of the group. Furthermore, cultural beliefs play an important role in how we interpret the supernatural. In some cultures, phenomena such as ghosts or spirits are seen as a natural part of the human experience, while in others, these events are interpreted as signs of a spiritual reality beyond the physical world. For example, in various parts of Asia, the concept of yokai or jinns are supernatural beings that have forms and purposes very different from Western representations of ghosts or demons. This shows how our experiences and cultural beliefs shape the way we interpret what happens around us. When it comes to supernatural phenomena, science can offer some answers, but many questions still remain unsolved. This is because, to fully understand certain events, more than just a logical or empirical analysis is required. We also need to consider the subjective aspects of the human experience, such as emotions, beliefs, and individual perceptions. Each person has a unique way of processing what happens around them, and supernatural experiences are often shaped by that perception. Another relevant factor is the impact of technology on our understanding of the supernatural. In a world where high-definition cameras, sensors, and other scientific tools are more accessible than ever, the idea that we are capturing supernatural phenomena has become more common. Often, videos or photos that seem to show ghosts or other entities are explained by technical failures, such as camera distortions or interference with electronic equipment. However, the popularization of technology has also brought new ways to try to study and document phenomena that were once considered inaccessible to science, such as capturing ultra and infrasonic sound frequencies, or even attempting to record signs of life after death. Cultural influence is also a factor that cannot be ignored. Many ghost and spirit stories come directly from the cultures from which they originated, and it is in this context that the supernatural gains deep meaning. What we see as a ghost in a Hollywood movie might be interpreted completely differently in an Eastern culture, where ancestral spirits are considered part of daily life. This culturally specific interpretation of supernatural phenomena helps shape what is understood as real or false, as well as what is accepted by society. Did you know that suggestion can have a real impact on the body and mind? The placebo effect is a clear example of this. When someone firmly believes in something, it can affect their emotions and even their physical perceptions. This phenomenon can also be observed in the context of the supernatural. A person who is convinced they are being haunted may begin to perceive signs of an invisible presence, even when nothing real is happening. The placebo effect in the context of the supernatural shows how the human mind can create reality, often making an experience completely subjective, but deeply real for those who live it. On the other hand, the connection between the supernatural and mental health is also important. Certain psychological disorders, such as schizophrenia or dissociative identity disorder, can lead to experiences that are seen as supernatural. Schizophrenia, for example, can cause auditory and visual hallucinations, making individuals perceive invisible presences or figures. These symptoms are often confused with supernatural phenomena, but they have clear medical explanations. This shows how scientific understanding can offer explanations for intense and frightening experiences that, at first glance, seem completely mysterious. Phenomena like mysterious lights also have scientific explanations that challenge the idea that we are seeing something supernatural. Many of these lights can be caused by gases or atmospheric phenomena, such as will-o'-the-wisps, a natural phenomenon that occurs when certain gases ignite and emit a faint light. In other cases, phenomena like ball lightning, which creates a glowing sphere in the air, can also be mistaken for something supernatural. Although these phenomena are rare, they help explain events that, at first glance, seem challenging for science. Ghost sightings, or the perception of invisible presences, also have plausible scientific explanations. Research suggests that the presence of magnetic fields and infrasound can interfere with human perception, creating a sense of inexplicable presence. Additionally, some neurological disorders, such as temporal epilepsy, can also cause hallucinations, such as visions of ghosts or other supernatural entities. What many people experience as a supernatural event may, in fact, have roots in physiological and psychological conditions, many of which are still being studied by science. The fascination with the supernatural is undoubtedly an essential part of the human experience. Even when science offers rational explanations, the desire to understand what is beyond human knowledge continues to drive our curiosity. Although science and reason have challenged many supernatural beliefs over time, the human experience remains fertile ground for mysteries, enigmas, and unanswered questions. In the end, perhaps the greatest lesson we can learn is that mystery is a part of life that will never be fully explained. Even when science tries to shed light on the shadows, there is something deeply human in our constant search for the unknown.